Okay, one of the great ways to start off a night is, of course, a beautiful glass of Pinot Noir. But raw oysters is always a traditional way in the Pacific Northwest to begin your evening. Some people will do them in different styles. This is, of course, raw. A couple things about oysters. Historically, before refrigeration, lemon juice was used to mask the smell of unfresh seafood, and for some reason lemons have continually been used as a garnish on seafood, which is probably not the best thing for them because lemon juice, lemon oils tend to be very, very pungent. Limes, on the other hand, really complement oysters. Think of margaritas. Lime juice works really well with salt. So with this, and Aubrey is not totally fond of raw oyster, but she's gonna try one. We're just gonna do a little lime juice, and we're gonna sprinkle a little Serrano pepper and lime salt on it, and that's gonna give it a little heat and a little salt flavor, and it's gonna be a raw oyster. Now, we talked about raw oysters earlier about whether or not they're aphrodisiacs, and I don't believe there's actual chemical involved that can actually enhance someone's desire to have sex. But I do believe that if there's a mental thing about if you're willing to eat a raw oyster, what else would you be willing to do? So I think it says something about your adventurous soul and a lot of things. Okay, so what you're going to do is just going to squeeze a little lime on there. You don't put a whole lot, that's a big lime, but just put a little lime on there. That's perfect. And then give yourself a little pinch of Serrano pepper salt over it.
Good?
That's good, yeah. That should be okay. And then you can use a fork, it might be easier for you. You gotta pick it up or slip it out of the shell. Yeah, since it's winter, since it's still summer, the oysters from this area are big because they're feeding and they're happy, so they're big and creamy.
Just go for it?
Just go for it. A couple bites and then swallow.
No, it's not. I like it actually.
Is it good?
And especially with this because it kind of cuts through the oceany.
Yeah, the pepper really does a great job. There's a lot of people who use like Tecate or Tabasco on there to get a little heat. But for me, that vinegar really doesn't do well on an oyster, where the Serrano pepper in the salt really makes a big difference. And getting it a little bit brinier is not a problem. Now this is a big oyster.
That is.
So.
I'll let you take that one.
So when you eat, so like I said, just a couple bites and then it's a swallow. So. That's tasty. Now there's one more way to do an oyster shot, which is traditional. Is instead of doing it on the half shell, we put it into a shot glass. And what I've done is I've taken the Serrano pepper lime salt, which is in a large chunky format, and I've grounded it a little bit so it's a little finer. Rim the shot glass, and this recipe is on the website. Rim the shot glass with lime juice, and then rimmed it with the salt. And then the oysters in there, and I've got some lime juice, and there's some other ingredients, cilantro and peppers. And I'm going to shake some tequila, get nice and cold, and pour it over the top. And then Aubrey's going to try and do a tequila oyster shot, which can cause a lot of problems. Okay, I'm going to shake it now. Okay, so here is the tequila oyster shooter that is on the website. And what we have in here is there's a fairly large oyster, so we're going to see how Aubrey does with this. We're prepared for sloppiness. There is tequila, lime juice, cilantro, parsley, chives, and red bell pepper, I believe. And then I've rimmed the salt, of course, with Serrano lime. You can see how well it clings when it's ground fine. So it's got this nice lip to it. So Aubrey's going to take a little salt. She's going to probably have to do this in stages or it's going to end up on her lap.
Yes.
So we'll see how well she can do with this thing.
So I guess we'll just go for a little bit of
Just go for the tequila and then take the...
Lovely. Good.
Okay, come on.
I just want to use the fork.
Here, use the fork. That's fine. We'll let you use the fork. We won't let you. Yeah.
It's PG-13.
That's right.
Alright, I'm just gonna go with the fork.
It is a big oyster.
And then oh god. And then I'll just
then drink the
I'll chase it with the shot.
That's a good idea.
Cheers.
Yeah! Woo!
Lovely. Actually, I like that a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
It yours has more going on.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. Woo! Some heat on that too.
There's some heat. That's the that's the Serrano pepper salt. So what you can also do instead of just putting regular tequila is I've also done it with ginger vodka instead. So if tequila isn't your thing, ginger vodka and an oyster shooter like this is just as good.
And ginger vodka still with the salt?
Yes, absolutely. And lime juice actually. So the same citrusy, same flavors and everything else. So our first round is done. How do you feel? You ready for the next courses?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're gonna drink a little bit more wine and we'll get some next courses up.
Alright.